Welcome back to Unique Old Coins. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Canadian currency, focusing specifically on the 5-cent coins minted from 1990 to 2003. Whether you're a numismatist or just curious about the history behind your pocket change, this video is for you. Let's get started. First, let's talk about the background of the Canadian 5-cent coin. The 5-cent coin, often referred to as the nickel, has a rich history dating back to 1858. Over the years, it's undergone numerous changes in design and composition. The period from 1990 to 2003 saw some interesting developments, both in terms of design and the materials used. Starting with the design, the obverse side of the 5-cent coin from this period features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This design, by artist Dora de Pèterie-Hunt, was first introduced in 1990 and remained in use until 2003. This portrait replaced the previous version by Arnold Machine, which had been in use since 1965. Dora de Pèterie-Hunt was a renowned Canadian sculptor and medalist, and her design is notable for being the first to show the Queen without a crown on Canadian coins. This was a significant change and gave the coins a more portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. The reverse features the iconic image of a beaver, a symbol of some examples. Here's a Canadian 5-cent coin from 1995 in good condition. Notice the significant wear on the Queen's portrait and the beaver. The details are worn, and there's a lack of luster. Now, here's a 1998 nickel in very fine condition. The details are much sharper, and you can see more definition in the design elements. There's still some wear, but it's less pronounced. Finally, here's a 2001 nickel in extremely fine condition. The details are crisp, the luster is more apparent, and there's minimal wear. This is the type of coin that collectors are eager to add to their collections. Besides these factors, some Canadian nickels from 1990 to 2003 have unique attributes that make them particularly interesting. For example, the 2000p nickel was the first Canadian coin to feature a new plating process, making it a standout piece for collectors. The P mint mark indicates that this coin was part of a test batch, using multiply plated steel instead of the traditional nickel alloy. This change was part of the Royal Canadian Mint's efforts to reduce production costs. Canadian 5. Thanks for joining us today on Coin Discoveries. Modern appearance. Now, let's flip the coin to the reverse side. From 1937 onward, the 5-cent coin featured a beaver, an iconic symbol of Canada, designed by G.E. Kruger Gray. The beaver is shown perched on a rock, surrounded by water. This design remained consistent through the years we're focusing on, maintaining its classic and recognizable look. The beaver design is not just aesthetically pleasing, it also holds great significance. The beaver is a symbol of Canada's history in the fur trade, which played a crucial role in the country's early economy. The coin also features the inscriptions Canada, the year of minting, and the face value 5 cents. One of the most interesting aspects of these coins is their composition. From 1990 to 1999, the coins were made of a nickel alloy, consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel. However, in 2000, the Royal Canadian Mint made a significant change. Due to the rising cost of nickel, they switched to a plated steel composition, with the coins being made of steel and coated with nickel. The Canadian 5-cent coin, also known as the nickel, has a rich history. Between 1990 and 2003, the Royal Canadian Mint produced a variety of these nickels, each bearing subtle design changes and minting qualities. The Canadian 5-cent coin, commonly known as the nickel, has a rich history dating back to its first minting in 1922. However, the series from 1990 to 2003 holds special significance due to its distinct design and the historical context of its production. The 1990s and early 2000s were a period of change and modernization for Canada. These years saw advancements in technology, significant cultural shifts, and pivotal political events. The 5-cent coin from this era reflects these changes, both in its design and production. Let's start with the design. On the obverse side, we have the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This portrait, designed by Dora de Pèterie-Hunt, was introduced in 1990 and used until 2003. The Canadian 5-cent coin, commonly known as the nickel, has a rich history dating back to its first minting in 1922. However, the series from 1990 to 2003 holds special significance due to its distinct design and the historical context of its production. The 1990s and early 2000s were a period of change and modernization for Canada. These years saw advancements in technology, significant cultural shifts, and pivotal political events. The 5-cent coin from this era reflects these changes, both in its design and production. Let's start with the design. On the obverse side, we have the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This portrait, designed by Dora de Pèterie-Hunt, was introduced in 1990 and used until 2003. It marked the first time a Canadian coin featured a portrait of the Queen designed by a Canadian artist. Dora de Pèterie-Hunt, a renowned sculptor, brought a distinct and modern touch to the Queen's image, reflecting the contemporary spirit of the era. On the reverse side, We have the enduring symbol of the beaver, designed by G.E. Kruger Gray. The beaver has been a symbol of Canada's industrious nature and its historic fur trade since it first appeared on the nickel in 1937. The beaver design remained unchanged, symbolizing Conti. Also evolved during this period. From 1990 to 1999, the coins were made of nickel. However, starting in 2000, the Royal Canadian Mint began producing the coins using a composition of steel coated with nickel. This change was primarily driven by the rising cost of nickel and the need for more cost-effective materials. The switch to a steel core not only reduced production costs but also introduced a magnetic property to the coins, aiding in automated sorting and handling processes. Now, let's talk about some notable years and variants. One significant year is 2000, when the Royal Canadian Mint issued a special Millennium edition of the 5-cent coin. This edition featured a stylized beaver design to commemorate the new millennium. The Millennium edition was part of a broader series of commemorative coins released to celebrate Canada's entry into the 21st century, making it a unique collector's item. When it comes to collecting these nickels, condition is key. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state. For modern coins like these, collectors look for minimal wear, clear details, and original. Luster. Mint state coins are those that show no signs of circulation wear, retaining their mint-fresh appearance. These are highly sought after by collectors and can be quite valuable. Coins from this era are relatively common, but finding them in pristine condition can be a challenge. Look for coins with sharp details, especially on the beaver's fur and Queen Elizabeth II's portrait. Any signs of discoloration, scratches, or wear will significantly affect the coin's value.